Balancing is really just trial and error when you're first starting out. The idea behind balancing is to arrive at the specific product. We balance because the ingredients must equal the product. You may recall that this is the law of conservation of mass. Take, for example, the chemical reaction we call photosynthesis, where a plant takes in solar energy, water, and carbon dioxide and gives off oxygen and glucose. If you examine the formula closely, you'll see something impossible. It's impossible to gain more of a substance during a reaction. So 2 atoms of hydrogen cannot become 12. We know this formula is not balanced. The reactants don't equal the products. To fix this, one thing we cannot do is break apart the compounds and change the subscripts, the little numbers. Here's why. Those numbers are specific to a substance. Changing those changes the compound. The only thing we can do is manipulate the amount of ingredients we put in or the amount of product we get out, which are the coefficients, the numbers in front. The coefficients act as a multiplier, and if none appear in front of a substance, then it's just 1. Continuing with our photosynthesis example, we will balance it step by step. I will also point out 3 common occurrences. To begin, I like to tally the number of each element's atoms for each side of the equation. The first thing I want to point out is how there is oxygen in all substances, so don't miss adding all atoms of an element. Examine the tally. Do you see how the number of atoms are counted? Which elements are unbalanced? All of them. This is just trial and error. However, from experience, I can at least tell you that if there is a substance by itself, solve that last. Let's just start by changing the hydrogen on the left. It needs to be 12. By placing a 6 in front of the water, we can accomplish that. Don't forget that also affects our oxygen count on the reactant side. Are we done? No, carbon is still off. If we just place a 6 in front of the carbon dioxide, we can correct that. Now that changes our oxygens again. Fortunately, this will be our last balancing move since oxygen is a lone element and manipulating it will not change anything else. The number of atoms of each element match on the reactant and product side. Our equation is balanced.